What's good, you guys? R&R Motorsports is back at you guys with another one. Today I'm gonna give you an update on the 335. So I don't know if I told you guys this yet because it's been a while since I made a video on this car, but I put some Apex Arc 8s on it, as you guys can see, with the floating center caps. They're 17 by 10s and 17 by 9 in the front. I don't know the offsets off the top of my head, but if you guys comment and you want them, I'll give them to you in the comments. It's a 265 40, I believe, in the rear, and it's a 245, or either 245 or 235 up front. Let me walk around to the other side so you guys can get a better view. But as you guys can see, the car is filthy. I haven't driven it in about a month or so, maybe even two. The last time I took this car out for a drive, the front right side was making a noise. It sounded like a wheel bearing. I was gonna drive it to the shop the other day, but I went to start the car and it has no gas. That's why I have the fuel with me right here. I'm gonna put some gas in it for you guys and then give it a start up. But yeah, the car looks pretty good. The only other thing that I added while the car was sitting, besides the Apexes, are these carbon fiber LCI mirrors. So as you guys can see, let me back all the way up for you. It gives the car like a way meaner look, as you guys can see on both sides. So yeah, they're real carbon, they're not like the carbon look ones, so it looks really clean. Load up premium. Oh yeah, she was fucking empty. The reason why the car was so empty is because I installed the new low pressure fuel pump, so I wanted to run the tank down as much as possible. I installed a Walboro 450. I followed one of the YouTube DIYs and just modified my OEM fuel pump and added it. But car drove good with it. Fuel pressures, everything was good. The only thing was I ran out of fuel because I noticed the noise on my wheel as the car had no gas after installing the low pressure fuel pump. So I drove it back home because I didn't want anything to happen. I checked the lugs to see if they were tight. That was my first thought in my head. It was a loose wheel because I just put the Apexes on. But yeah, we'll give it a good startup for you guys right now after I put gas in it. You guys will let me know. Alright, so that's about 2 gallons the car took. Fuck, this thing came off, got a little bit of my paint. I guess it doesn't matter, the fucking car hasn't been washed in how long. But yeah, if you guys didn't know, the car is custom painted Grigio Telesto, which is an M color. So I just put 2 gallons in it. Let's start it up and see what it sounds like. So as you guys just saw, I put 2 gallons of gas in and the car just starts and dies. So I guess I'm gonna have to get that low pressure fuel pump that I just installed looked at. The 450 that I added to the OEM low pressure fuel pump. I guess I'm gonna let it cool down for a bit, just because I tried and started, I don't know, 4 or 5 times, just because I thought it needed to add fuel, but I don't want to dump too much fuel on the engine and risk hydro locking it. So I guess I'll let it sit overnight. I know the battery's charged and everything. I'll let the car sit overnight, and then tomorrow I'll try and start it, and while I start it, I'll run a log and hopefully I can see what's wrong with it. I'm thinking high pressure fuel pump, but the only way I could find out is if I log it. So stay tuned for what happens with this. So some upcoming things I have for this car. I know I told you guys last time I was buying coilovers. I never got around to it, but I'll be picking up some coilovers this week for this car, so stay tuned. I was gonna go with ISC. I heard good things about them, but they only lower the front, I believe, like an inch. And I'll show you guys the fitment right now because I have 17s, but as you guys can see, it's an inch might work, but I like being low, so I'll probably go more than an inch drop. But yeah, that's about everything for now. The next thing I'll do on this car is suspension. Probably upgrade all the bushings, control arms, you know, do everything with the suspension. Yeah, I'll let you guys know what the issue is with the fuel pump. But as far as the 17Ts, they've been perfect. The engine's been good as well. I haven't had any issues with my 17Ts, I want to say, for about 8,000 miles or 9,000 miles now. No smoking, no wastegate rattle, none of that stuff. They ran at like 22, 23 psi every time I drive this car. So yeah, and once I add port injection, the boost will only go up from there. So that's it for this one, guys. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.